to get to another level tonight? I mean, after last week, you must be very chuffed.
Yeah, pleased. I'm really, really pleased about the defence. You know, the Lions came with a lot of intensity, and I think that's an area that obviously there are question marks after Kimberley. So I was very chuffed with the defence, and I thought, just what's nice about a win like tonight is there was so much we could still improve on as a group. We probably lost a few more line-outs. We lost a couple of. I thought our kicking game was particularly poor, and we gave them lots of counter-attack opportunities. So to get a result like that and show the character, because not until we asked, the one thing was to get into the 85th minute, and I think we did that tonight. So I'm very pleased with them.
One thing about Province teams is when they get it right, it's spectacular. Those turnovers, tries, and stuff like that. It really something special to watch.
Yeah, I know we work a lot on transition from turnovers. So when you've got guys like Lade, Sinatla, there's so much X factor, Jonesy. We just got to make the turnovers. I think we don't really want to go into a game. I haven't seen the tackle count yet, but I guess it's somewhere up to close to 200. And I don't really want to do that again because I think it takes a lot of the players. But still, it's good.
Yeah. And Chris, when you play that well, is it a bit disappointing to play in front of such a small? We know there's a test tomorrow, and there's all sorts of things going on. But is it a bit disappointing playing in front of a small crowd? I mean, there's not even 10,000 people in the stands, and you play such good rugby.
Well, I think part of the responsibility of us is to attract more and more fans, and I really feel if we can play the brand that we played tonight, hopefully, going forward we can get more. It is quite difficult, like you said, on a Friday night. But most importantly, we want to play for each other rather, and that special feeling comes, we're doing it for each other, and we can't only be doing it for the fans because that's not sustainable. We really want to do it for each other on the field.
Yes, that was quite a nice offload.
Yeah, thanks very much.
I didn't know you had that.
Thank Kobus.
You know that level of skill.
Thank Kobus for catching it.
I promise you. Okay. Played fly off into under 15. Well, a lot more coming.
Well, the Yorker that you get. The Yorker.
Can't win.
John, you spoke about things that you can still do right, but how far this team down to getting that perfect? I mean, a lot of what happened tonight was pretty perfect, but I mean, how far are you down to getting that perfect game?
No, I think we are hovering somewhere. No, I don't want to be negative. We're 70%. When you lose 5 or 6 lineouts and the kicking, our exits aren't designed. Once in our 22 designed to go out, and we were giving them. It was like a defence drill. Like the warm-up drill we do when we kick the ball and we defend. It's like a drill. But, especially in that first half. So I think there's a great room for improvement. What you can't get out of the guys is that sort of physicality and work ethic on defence, and that's not something to fix easy. So that's so good that we've got that now. The rest is sort of more technical stuff. So that gives me something to work on.
Yeah. And injury
we had 3 locks. Lost 3 locks in the last 24 hours. So the 20 lock comes in, drives. There's a fitness session this morning. Drives for Romanus. So it's been a disruptive time, and I thought he was good in those 10 minutes he was on, so it was great.
Yeah. Injury-wise, what does things look like?
Espia is a concern, which is a big blow for us, because not only because of Espia, but also because I think good chance Dylan will be going to Argentina next week, and so if you work that out, to lose 2 of the Espia and Dylan out the back 3 will put us under pressure for the Sharks. So I think Espia's done some sort of MCL or something, so he probably could be out for 6 weeks. But also we've got coming on stream now Ruan Nell and Werner Koch, and also quite pleased with Dan Creel's progress on the wing, so might give us some options.
Chris, it's still a long way to go, but at the moment you guys look like you have the potential to go all the way. Is the belief there in the team as well that you could be lifting the Currie Cup at the end of the season, or are you just taking it game by game for now?
Definitely game by game, most importantly, but I think the belief is building, and it's, I think if I look where we were after the Greek quiz, I think we've come a long way in a short period of time, and I think what Dobbo said, I think it's something we've been focusing on. If we want to win this cup, and we obviously want to do it, defence is going to be a massive part. And I think, the 39 for me was great, but the 3 points, that's really inspiring and something that we can work on going forward.
If you look at the Currie Cup scores, I think there's been anything one team's gone under 20. I stand under correction, of course, this year, but to have a 3 in this competition this year is extraordinary. So, very chuffed with it.
And I remember after that Greek quiz game, I think both of you spoke about the just the courage of the players and stepping up, and they've obviously done that. Is there anything specifically that happened, or was it just the team actually pulling together to make it happen?
Yeah, I mean, like I said to you guys after that, I'd never been a part of something like that, and I think it was, you know, just a case of us looking internally and, you know, just making a decision to never let that happen again. And I still remember thinking, you know, after that Griquas game that, you know, like, where to from now? And I, you know, in my thoughts, I was thinking maybe this was necessary to show us what we need to do. And I think last week Saturday against the Bulls was a step in the right direction. And I think today was, you know, another good performance. But, you know, we can still go more.
And Coach, can you just share your thoughts on Evie Viljoen? And I think he had another good game today, but he's just looking like a really solid centre for you guys and potentially for the Boks one day. But at the age of, I think he's 20 or 21, he's really 22.
Yeah,
looking really good.
Yeah, he had another guy. I thought he got into the game. I was a bit frustrated at the start where we were kicking, you know, doing attacking kicks when all we needed to do was build phases. But Evie's that sort of player, and he wants things to happen around him, and he does. I mean, most of the time, and he creates absolute magic. You know, when he came to us as a fullback, and I just think the moving of him to 13 has been absolutely revelation, because at fullback he tended to drift in and out. Now he's just a threat all the time. So, you know, he's a big boy. He's highly skilled. He's got a good foot. I'm really excited by him. His attacking kicks are brilliant. I don't remember last year against the Sharks, he won us the game with them. So the way he finished that game, and defensively, sorry, I should have. To me, he's the best 13 we've had here, and defensively since Jacques Fourie, the way he closes down wide options. So I'm really excited about him.
He's also got a great maturity about him, which is for me great to have in the back line, knowing that, you know, he can keep a cool head and look after the guys.
Robert, do you think that the loss to Griquas was in a way necessary to maybe focus your Super Rugby players a bit? Swear seems to have had, you know, he seems to have a problem where he's you know, struggling to get his Super Rugby players.
Yeah, you can say they're highly paid professionals. They got to switch on. I think in reality, it's a hell of an. That's why, you know, we got under some pressure for resting guys for the game against the Cheetahs. But you have to be realistic. These guys have been through, and it must be worse at the Lions, an emotional roller coaster. Yeah. So, you know, and if you think the players are just highly metronomes who could get highly paid and just turn out week in, week out, without factoring the emotion of the game, then I think you're being naive. So, yeah, I think the Griquas, I think that was done over Bloemfontein. I think that the Kimberley thing was necessary for us in terms of identifying clearly what we needed to work on. And the one thing we sort of identified was just being a much more physical team in our defence and attack. And I think we've seen it over the last 2 weeks, you know. So that way was a nice watershed for us. I'm not sure we would have played as well as we've done out of the first half of the Bulls and tonight if Kimberley hadn't happened. I know it sounds silly, but yeah, maybe some of the senior players thought, okay, I don't want to be part of a campaign that limps along, I want to do something special, and I think they've stood up remarkably. I mean, I think a guy who deserves credit for today, because he's not known, you know, he's known as a really attacking loose forward and being really skillful, but hell, Zazanka put himself in some dark spaces tonight, you know. There was turnovers defensively. It's not something Nemo's renowned for, but I thought he was absolutely exceptional this evening. I thought that was the last 2 years, I think 2014, 2016, he's played so well in the Currie Cup, he's got an end of year tour, and hopefully that's the way he's going again. Because I thought that was the standard of his performance.
It's a hell of a playmaker though as well, isn't he?
Yeah. We know that about Nemo all the time, but I mean, he defended like he was really, really magnificent. And also, yeah, team.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.